Hey guys, it's Grant. Let's get right to it. Today I wanted to talk about one of the most important things that you guys can learn that will take you from being able to explain the service to people to actually signing them up. And it's called Overcoming the Big Three. This is on page 43 of the training manual. This is really important. A lot of new salesmen are really good at doing that first part, the intro, and the second part where they kind of explain the service. But this takes it to the next level to where you can actually sign them up. So we're gonna pretend like you gave your door approach and they showed interest and you gave the second part, you told them the price, you told them the contract, the service agreement, and you closed on them. And then they gave you one of these objections. Now there's a lot of objections that they can give you, to try to get out of it, but these are kind of the big ones. They'll say, oh, I don't know if I'd be interested. Or they'll say, oh, I need to think about it. Or do you have a card is another big one. Here's the thing though, these people were obviously interested, right? Or they wouldn't have asked you what half price is, you wouldn't have even given that second part. So they showed interest. So if they're giving you this objection, then you said something that kind of put them off, to where they didn't want you on your doorstep anymore. So there's a few things that you can do. What do you think the biggest reason that someone would show interest and then not be interested anymore? Price is usually the number one thing. You know what I mean? Price. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Now, there's also the fact that you can just explain the price better and create more reasons for them to pay that price. But price is usually the biggest concern. So you don't want to beat around the bush with this. When you close on that second part, when you tell them how much it is, the service agreement, how great our company is, blah, 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 you butter them up, you close, and they say something like, oh, I'm not interested. It's really important to be super direct. Don't dance around or anything like that. That doesn't help. Just say, oh, okay, I understand, and then get right to it. Here's kind of a simple thing that I do that really helps, okay? Number one is cut them a deal, right? We just explained that probably the biggest reason that they're not signing up with you is because of price, right? They showed interest and then they weren't interested, probably price. Cut them a deal. Now it's important, really important, that you start with your prices high, okay? Really high. Because if you cut them a little bit of a deal, you still have a good contract value, okay? So if you're pitching cheap quarterlies, cutting them a deal, you're gonna be cutting your legs out, and we're not gonna allow it, by the way, if you're selling really low contracts. So keep your prices high. Create urgency. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do about creating urgency, okay? Probably the number one is we're in the area right now. Number two is we're offering a half price discount. Number three is the time of year. Whether it's the beginning of the summer, the middle of the summer, or the end of the summer, there's always a reason for them to sign up right then, okay? So there's a lot of things you can say to create urgency. Even convenience for us will make them want to sign up with us. So those are a few things too. The third is add-ons. Now this is really good. Just so you know, our regular service, when someone signs up for an initial and there's no notes on the technician's app, what we do is we do the regular initial is inside, outside. We do the inside very thorough along the baseboards, under sinks in the kitchen and bathrooms. We do the outside with we put down we do a thorough job on the outside. We de-web. We do the back. If they have a patio or something like that, we'll hit that. That's it though. So if you're gonna give them extra stuff, let them know. We can do fence line sprays. That's no additional charge. If they have a small backyard, we can do a yard spray. If it's big though, we gotta charge $49 for a one-time yard spray. If they have a dog area, we can spray that. If they have an attic or a crawl space, we can use a fogger. All of this is no additional. Swimming pools, barbecue areas, all that kind of thing we can do. So if you throw that in, it's like putting icing on the cake for them. So that's really good too. Butter them up. And by the way, there's sections in the training manual for all of this stuff. Butter them up. Again, maybe one of the reasons is they're just not comfortable with you. So if you give them some of these things, then you butter them up by using those phrases that people love, like, hey, we'd love to have your business. We're going to treat you right. You're going to be part of our family. We're the best service in the area. We're going to take good care of you. All of those things just help them feel better about it. And then close. Now, you probably closed after your door approach, probably with a time. Does tomorrow or Thursday work for you? You probably closed after that second part, maybe with a time again. So the third one, be a little more aggressive on your close, I would say. Say something like, hey, what was your name, sir? Let's get you going tomorrow. And then, get them right there. So maybe a little bit of a different close. Okay, now, when you can combine all of these things, you're gonna be deadly. You're gonna be in good shape. So when you do the door approach, the second part, they hit you with one of these objections, then you go through this process, you're gonna be in good shape. I think you're gonna be able to sign them up. Let me just say one thing and then maybe I'll do a quick role play on this. Cut them a deal. One thing that you can do is if you're pitching by month, high contract by monthlies, then you can switch to a quarterly. And there's a whole section about switching to the quarterly here in the manual, so check that out. Switch them to a quarterly. A high contract quarterly is great. $49 a month on that quarterly, that's a solid contract, so no worries there. Now, if you want to, instead of cutting them to a deal, you can just skip that. So if they say, oh, I don't know if I'd be interested, you could go straight to create urgency, add-ons, butter, close. Just skip cutting them a deal. That's fine too. But I think if worst case scenario, this is your best option here. So let me just do a quick role play. Let's say that I did the first and I'm closing on the second part. So I say, hey, we'd love to have your business. We'll be out here tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Does 4 work for you? And they say, do you have a card? Then I would say something like this. Oh, you know what? I'm actually just out here. We're trying to fill some gaps in the schedule. Like I said, we're going to be treating Mrs. Jones across the street here at 3 o'clock. When we can save money on gas, we pass those savings on to you by trying to fill these gaps. So now is a perfect time to get going. I'll tell you what too, if we can get you going tomorrow, I can probably cut you a deal. Instead of $59 once a month on that bi-monthly service, I'll do $49 a month on our quarterly service, which is we come out once every 3 months to treat your home. And it's a great service. We have a lot of customers on that service. We'll come back for free anytime in between those quarterly visits if you ever need us. So we'll be out here spring, summer, fall, winter, and anytime in between. So it's a great service. And we'd love to have your business. That's going to be a great service for you. I'll tell you what, also, it's a great time to get going. The summer hasn't even started. Some of your neighbors aren't even seeing bugs right now. So it's a great time to get this all taken care of before those hot summer months come upon us. So we'd love to get you going as soon as you can. Again, one more thing. Like I said, we're trying to fill these gaps. We're willing to do whatever we can to get you on schedule. So I see that you have a fence line in the back there. We're going to go ahead and include that. Usually that's not included on our initial service, but if you're willing to do it tomorrow, we'll spray the fence line for you. That keeps any outside pests from your neighbors' homes coming into your property. So you're going to love that. But that's what you get when you're with a family-owned company like us. We'll bend over backwards to make sure we take care of all your bug problems. You're going to love it. Anytime, like I said, that you need anything between those quarterly visits, we'll come back for free. Our customer service is the best. We are the best service in the area. Honestly, we'd love to have your business. We're going to treat you right, bend over backwards to make sure we take care of all of your bugs for you. And I'll tell you what, like I said, we're going to be here doing their place at 3 o'clock. We can put you down for 4. What did you say your name was, sir? That's pretty good right there. I mean, I pretty much did everything right here. And there's a really good chance they'll just say, okay, yeah, you leveled with them, you know what I mean? You cut them a deal, you created some urgency, you threw some extra stuff in there, you buttered them up. That's how you get someone who shows interest to signing them up, a process like this. So, I know this video is getting long, but this one's pretty dang important. when you have someone interested and then all of a sudden they're not interested anymore. It's really important to get them back on track, and this is how you do it. And maybe they don't say yes right then, but maybe what they do say is, oh, is this safe for my kids? Great! You got them back on track, and all you need to do from that point is resolve their concerns, throw in some positives, butter them up, and close again. Then they'll give you another concern and do that same process. But this is how you get those sales back on track. You know, a lot of your sales, in fact, almost all of your sales are going to come from something like this. It's rare that you give your door approach in your second part and they're just like, oh yeah, sounds good, sign me up. It happens actually, but a lot of times you have to do this. So if you can master this, it's good. For new salesmen, it's a little bit tricky because this combines a lot of things that you need to know, like how to create urgency, how to switch from a bi-monthly to a quarterly, how to lower the price, how to be observant, butter. So it is a little tricky for brand new sales reps, but you'll get there. It takes a little bit of time. Anyways, I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you can apply it to your sales, because honestly, I think it'll help out a ton. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Good selling.